What's good? This is Trey with Vertical Jump Prime, and this is Q&A number 9. First question from Kyrie Cross 2: How can I develop a killer instinct? All right, so I have a video on this topic. It's called "How to Play Basketball Killer's Mentality." You can look that up on the Vertical Jump Prime channel to get a good understanding of how to develop your killer instinct. How to be effective on the basketball court. But basically, what it comes down to is repetition and experience, and just going into the game with a killer mentality. So if you want to develop your killer instinct, so meaning you want to develop your ability to um, play at a high level consistently, you have to play basketball a lot, but you have to consciously um, want to play at a high level. So when you step on the basketball court, you know what I'm saying, don't step on the basketball court and just play ball and just be passive. You know what I'm saying? Just be relaxed. You got to play hard every time you get on the basketball court. So what you're doing is you're training your brain to play at a high level every time you step on the basketball court. All right. So you're training your mind. All right. So you want to develop that mentality by for basically you're trying to force it. You know what I'm saying? The killer instinct is not really something that's forced, but if you want to develop it, you have to force it. So every single time you get on basketball court, play as if you're already in the killer instinct. All right. So um in that killer mode, that relentless mode, beast mode, whatever you want to call it, play as if you're already in that mode. All right, so don't wait for it to happen. Just play as if. All right, so you'll basically be training yourself to play at a high level, and then just play a lot of basketball. The more you play ball, the more you'll start to see patterns, different. You'll start to see things before they happen. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to telegraph things. And that's what killer instinct's all about. It's about knowing what to do before anyone else does. All right, so you know what I'm saying. If you look at some of the best basketball players, you know they can score at will, and the reason why they can score at will is because they know exactly what to do to get to the basket or to create their shot, and that comes from repetition. If you they don't have that repetition, you're not gonna have that ability. Some people develop their killer instinct faster than others, and some people it takes longer. But you know what I'm saying, if you want to develop that killer instinct, play a lot of basketball. Watch players that have killer instinct, just look at their tendencies, and every time you step on a basketball court, always play at a high level. So you're training your brain. Basically, you're letting yourself know you're letting your subconscious know that you want to be in that killer instinct all the time. You know what I'm saying? So once you let your subconscious know, it will develop it. You will get stronger. You will be a stronger basketball player mentally, and it will allow you to be more efficient on the basketball court. All right, so make sure you check out that video, Killer's Mentality. Next question from Anonymous: How can I perform good in games the same way I perform good in practice? All right, so you know what I'm saying, you have some players that are game time players, meaning they play very well in games, but in practice not so much. Then you have players that just play really good in the game and in practice, and then you have players that play very good in practice, but when they get in the game, they don't play as well. And the main reason you have practice players, players that play really hard in practice, really good in practice, but don't play that good in games, is because though an actual organized basketball game is completely different from practice. All right, practice is not as much pressure. Um, there's nobody really watching you. There's not much on the line. You know what I'm saying? It's just not as serious as a real game. All right. And you don't have your coach all up on your back as much. You know what I'm saying? In practice, you know what I'm saying? In practice, your coach will pretty much let you do whatever you want. Then when you get in the game, you try to do those same exact things, and he'll tell you you can't do that, and he'll take you out the game. So is you have to manage a lot of things. There's a lot more to manage in an actual game than in practice. So when you get in the game, the best thing you can do is, you know, if you're a starter, you know what I'm saying, when you get in the game, just focus on what can you do to make the team win at all times. That's what you need to be thinking. So it doesn't always have to be, how do I score 100 points, how do I score as much points as possible. It doesn't always have to be that. It has to be, how can you make the team win. Okay, so if you're a shooter, you need to get in your spots and shoot. If you're a ball handler, you need to control the ball and limit your turnovers. If you're a defensive player, you need to lock down your opponent, and you need to get as many steals and blocks and rebounds as possible. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know what your role is on the team, and you need to do it very well so that there's no replacement. All right, you don't want other players doing what you can do better than you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you end up on the bench. If your coach knows that there's somebody else on the team that can do what you do better than you do it, he will bench you. Okay, so that was something that I noticed. Okay, I dealt with patellar tendonitis, and I knew I was a really good player, you know what I'm saying, in my own right. Like, I knew what I was able to do, but I also knew I had limitations because of the pain in my knee, you know what I'm saying. Like, when I just got in the game, I would play really good, and then I start to slow down because, the pain in my knee would start to affect me. And the coach noticed that, you know what I'm saying. Once he noticed that, then he realized, okay, you know what I'm saying, Trey is a good player, but he's not able to, play at a high level for a long time because of whatever's going on with his knees. So he had to put someone else in for me. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was mad. I was, angry that the coach wasn't giving me the minutes that I felt like I deserved. But I understood that the coach wants to win. All right, so you have to do whatever it takes to win. I try to do whatever it takes, but the pain was too serious. I couldn't, jump as high and react as fast as I wanted to while dealing with the pain. All right, so you have to, understand that you need to be effective when you're on the basketball court. If you're not effective, then your coach will take you out, whatever. You're not going to get as much minutes. All right, so just do the best of your ability. If you get in the game and you're not playing well, go home, practice harder, come back, get ready. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about being the best at your position, at your role. All right, so you got to have a role, and you got to make sure you do it better than everybody else. Next question, from God T Mac. Once I get my vertical higher, what are some advantages I gain or have other than jumping and dunking? You get your vertical higher. Normally what happens is you get quicker on your feet. You're more explosive getting to the rim. You're a little bit faster. You just have more power in your legs, so you're a little bit stronger. So basically, you'll just be more athletic in general. So everything that you're able to do right now, you'll be able to do it more athletically. Okay, so if you look at a Chris Paul and Derrick Rose, you know what I'm saying, if they both go to the rim to score in traffic, you'll notice that Derrick Rose is going to do some crazy athletic stuff while Chris Paul is probably just going to do a floater or something like that. And it's because Derrick Rose's vertical jump is so high that he's able to do things that, other people can't do. So that's basically what's going to happen. You're just going to be more talented athletically. All right, so that's what's going to happen. You'll be jumping higher and be able to dunk, but you'll also be a lot more athletic. Next question, PG the God 13. How do you become less passive and more aggressive and dangerous? Basically the same thing as what I was saying about the killer instinct. Check out that video, Killer's Mentality. How to play basketball, Killer's Mentality. And I talk about, you need to come in the game with a mentality that you're going to be aggressive and dangerous, and then just stay consistent with it. It's obviously easier said than done, but it's something that you can practice and develop. So if you feel like you're passive in the game and you're not aggressive and dangerous, you have to be consciously aware of this while you're in the game. So when you get in the game, focus on being aggressive and dangerous. All right, if that's what you want to do, focus on that and just do it. All right, don't worry about if it feels weird, if it feels like you're overdoing it. Just do it. All right, you might make mistakes, but you'll learn from it, you'll adjust, and then it will become a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you won't have to think about it as much. It'll become more natural. and your game will improve because of it. All right. If you look at some of the best players in the NBA or in any professional sport, you'll notice that most of the best players are aggressive and dangerous when they're on the basketball court. So you definitely have the right um, you know, idea or the right you're headed in the right direction. At least you know that you need to be aggressive and dangerous. So now you just need to be consciously aware of it in the game and just practice it. All right. When you're in practice, be more aggressive, be more dangerous. When you're playing pickup games, be more aggressive, be more dangerous. Even in regular life, you know what I'm saying? Be more assertive. Don't be that passive laid back guy. If you want to be a more aggressive and dangerous in the game, then you're gonna have to do it, all around, all the time, because you want to discipline yourself. You want to basically jam it into your brain that I am a aggressive and dangerous guy. I'm an aggressive and dangerous player, whatever. So you need to constantly reinforce that into your mind. Okay, question anonymous. Who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals? Um, well, I you know I would probably go with the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Just because the Spurs are just consistently winners. You know what I'm saying? They're good in the regular season. They're good in the playoffs. So, you know what I'm saying? I would go with the Spurs. All right. They're not my favorite team or anything like that, but every time I see them in the playoffs, they're always playing hard. They always play team ball. It's never about one player. It's never about who's going to be the MVP or who's going to be the best player. It's just about winning. All right. With the Spurs, you never know who's going to win the MVP of the finals, because the Spurs just go with the hot hand. You know what I'm saying? They don't force anything. The coach, Greg Popovich, you know what I'm saying, excellent coach. He makes some weird decisions sometimes, but you know what I'm saying, he wins championships, so he knows what he's doing. And you know what I'm saying, you have a bunch of veterans on the team. You have some young players, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, young players that can ball. So you know what I'm saying, the Spurs are always, a good choice, and that's who I would, if I had to bet my money on a team, I would go with the Spurs. All right. All right, so that's all the questions. If you have any more questions for the next Q&A, make sure to leave a comment below. I'm going to try to do a Q&A every week. That's the plan. So one Q&A a week. So definitely you leave a question today, you'll get your question answered, in the next Q&A. Make sure, if you haven't already, grab your free ebook, your free Elite Training Secrets Report. Go to verticaljumprime.com to get the free Vertical Jump Prime ebook. If you want to get the free Elite Training Secrets Report, go to verticaljumprime.com/elite secrets, or just click the links in the description. Thanks for watching this video. Peace.